A supply drop just came in, and everything you see here is from SPEC Precision. They reached out to me kindly and asked if I'd like to take a look at some of their sights, and I was really excited to do so because I had just the replica that I wanted to throw it on. This is my KWA F90. Currently, I run a pair of side irons and a LPVO from Noverts on it. I actually kind of don't really like this LPVO. It's just too small of a sight picture. They wanted me to mention two things. First of all, the EOTECH that we're going to be unboxing is different from the Holy Warrior one. It's not the same one. They said that this does get confused pretty often. And other than that, they told me to go ahead, have free range. Everything here will be my genuine and honest opinion, although this is a sponsored video. And if you are interested in picking any of these up, I'm going to leave all the links to them down in the description so you can go ahead and get some yourself. So first of all, before we open the boxes, let's get all of my sights off the F90. All right, so we have everything out on the table now. I want to go over all of these pieces because these products look awesome, they feel awesome, extremely high quality for the price that you're getting them for. Now, to start off, we'll move into the sight, which is something that I was super excited about. I love this boxy look, one of these like EOTECH style sights. It looks unbelievable. It's got a bunch of different features that I do want to point out. First of all, this is your battery compartment, right? It's all tethered into the sight so you don't lose the cap. And when you unscrew it, it takes one of those 1, 2, 3 batteries, or whatever, these guys, the CR123As, and then all you're going to do is take that guy, you're going to put the plus side facing outwards, close it up, and then you're ready to roll. Same side as that battery cap, you have your vertical and horizontal adjustments, and it does come with a little tool in case you choose to adjust those. These guys, I don't know if you can hear it, they do have a clicking function, which is huge, obviously. That means that it's going to be more likely to hold zero because there's likely a ball bearing in there or something holding it in place. On the opposing side, you have your brightness adjustments, so you can make it brighter or less bright based off the arrows. They click nice and functionally. And then the NV, I'm not sure what NV stands for, but I know it turns it on and off. The back glass looks super cool. It reflects the sun really nicely. It's almost got like this reddish, orangish hue to it, and then the front is just a standard, like a bluish panel. The glass looks like it was set in very nicely. There's not like any unevenness or any glue spitting out or anything like that. I don't know what the likelihood that the sight will withstand a shot from a BB and at what FPS, but only time will tell with that, obviously. It's also got a quick attach and detach function just by pressing this button and then prying out the arm. It'll loosen the latch around the rail, and then whenever you want to clamp it back down, you clamp it down. And then just to add a little extra tightness, you can always tighten this guy down as well, which clicks into place. The magnifier, which is also super nice, it comes with the same clamp function. It's also got the vertical and horizontal adjustments, and then obviously your focus, which is this nice smooth focus. It's not grinding at all. Great magnifier to look through, and a small opening on the front. And then if you want to, it's ambidextrous, so you can install it whichever way you want, whether you want it to pry from the right to get out of your way, or if you want it to pry from the left to get out of your way. I'd set it up so it pries to the right just because all of my functioning parts are on my left. I'm going to be holding the replica with my right hand, shouldered on the right, so my charging handle's on the left, bolt release, I'll be reloading from the left side. Most of my view is going to be on the left side, so that's how I set it up. And it's got this nice click to it. You can listen. Locks in place, and there's no wiggling in there. And then it locks in place again. There's no wiggling there at all. Super solid. It comes with a 7mm riser and then 2 screws in case for some reason you're using it with a different sight and you want to get a higher sight picture on this guy or on a different sight. You can go ahead and rise it a little bit. And then the riser, which is awesome, it's designed for the magnifier and then of course the sight that you throw in the front. It has a noticeable clicking feature, which will allow you to, obviously, if you have this mechanism taken off, that allows you to pry it to the left. This guy will allow you to pry it out of the way, which is super cool. And it does click super noticeably. It's very firm. It gets easier when you throw the sight on top of it. And then this is your mount that it comes with. So what you do is install this guy and then install the sight on top of it. And it takes 3 screws to hold it in place. The only thing is, I'll throw a picture up on screen now. It looked a little bit too large when I put it on the F90, so I wound up taking it off. It was just way too high. It just didn't look right. On a different replica, I'm sure it would look fine because it's very high quality, but on the F90, it just didn't. And I want the sights pretty close to the barrel so that obviously it's a little bit more accurate, and I can see, let's say I'm behind a wall, right, and my sights are peeking over the wall. My barrel's not, you know, just clipping the wall. I want to make sure that I'm going to be clearing it. It does come with a little tool as well, with one of those, I think it's like the T5 screws, and it's got 3 of them, so it stays on pretty snug. It is not a quick detach and attach, so, you know, no big deal. Let's throw them on the replica. I'll show you how I have it all set up.
So it kind of sort of started pouring, but I almost feel like that's a good thing somehow, because we're going to put them to the test, right? So we want to see how they handle. So we're just going to install the sight first. We're going to flip that guy up by pressing that button. Super simple. And then we kind of want this set up in a way that it looks comfortable when it's shouldered. So that's super important. And I think that actually looks pretty comfy. And obviously it's important when you install your sights on that you're not in the way of your charging handle or your bolt release or your loading of the mag and anything like that. So install them in a way that's going to make it comfortable to mess around with on the field. And that's perfect. That's on there. That's solid. We'll take the magnifier, and we want that sitting this way with the scope towards us. And then, of course, in a comfortable position that's going to keep us from losing the sight picture when we are shouldering the replica. And that looks perfect, and that's solid on there too. And check that out. You can just... So simple, so easy, and that just looks so dang clean. You want to go do some fire testing? Okay, so if I could just take a moment to stop gawking over these, because not only do they feel great, but they just look absolutely awesome. I have tried so hard to find sights that look right on the F90, and I just feel like that hits so hard. Plus, the rain, it just looks even meaner. Now, what I'm thinking we're gonna do is mess around with both these targets. We'll use the wood target for the dot sight, and then the magnifier for the steel target out there. We have 30 rounds loaded into this mag. Keep in mind they're only 0.2 gram BBs, which is naturally so going to give us less accuracy to begin with, especially out of a replica that's already firing around 400 FPS. But without further ado, let's start with the dot sight. We will press that night vision button, which isn't night vision, it actually just turns it on, and we'll start our firing. Switch. Oh, it's so weird to get used to. I think I'm gonna have to zero that optic, and we're out of rounds. It's so odd. I have never had a magnifier before. I'm so not used to it at all. I mean, I'm used to like the sniper scopes and the LPVOs and stuff, but the transition between those two is crazy. Before we wrap things up, because these things are crazy, absolutely awesome, I want to try and get you some picture down the sights and see if you could see them. Sadly, cameras just don't do these things justice ever, but if you could see, you got the little crosshair there. And then when you flip that magnifier up, oh wait, hold on, that's a heck of a photo, hold on. Oh, why is it so hard to do? Yeah, moral of the story, Spec Precision, thank you for reaching out to me and let me test these guys out. I'm sorry that the riser just didn't work on the F90, it just didn't look right for me. But this is phenomenal, looks amazing. If you're interested in picking these up for yourself, just go ahead, swing in the links in my description below. And we finally have some solid EOTECH replicas for Airsoft. So sick. Stay tuned, I'll see you on the next adventure.